Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel today, and as you can see, we met Kimi again in Daily Race A. Now, some of you may have already seen this race from the live stream. This was possibly the most chaotic race I've ever been involved with for a Daily Race A, so make sure you stick around because this is going to be entertaining. We're going to start the race from my perspective, and then we're going to rewatch it after this from Kimi's perspective, just to see how dirty he really is. So starting the race, starting from the back of the grid, we're going into turn 1, and you can see a lot of congestion into turn 1. This combination does kind of provide a lot of entertainment. It's a fun combination, but people are very, very aggressive and pretty dirty, probably because there's only 3 laps in the race. And this car is a little bit tricky to drive, but it's actually quite fun. So as you can see there, we're up to P10 now, and we're just trying to find a way past without really, we want to try and be quite sensible. We were hoping this would be a clean race at this stage. There's 3 wide in front of us. That's probably going to end in disaster as the yellow NSX up there just clips into the white one, but they're going, oh, they're getting a little bit aggressive now. You can see a lot of hitting. We're staying to the left-hand side. We managed to go past 2 NSXs there, trying to go on the left-hand side. I actually had to cut the corner to try and avoid one of the cars, so we actually pick up half a second penalty just through trying to avoid hitting someone, but it is what it is as we have more chaos in front of us. Cars going everywhere. Absolute, it is all just kicking off. You can see 3 cars out to the left. We're up into P5. We're going to go round the outside of P4 and maybe get ourselves into P4 here. So being very cautious in the braking though, because we expect to get hit from behind, and you can see behind us we get a few nudges, and then this yellow NSX is just going to push us clean outside of the track. He clearly just didn't care that we were there. And yeah, we're working our way up the hill now. We're going to get overtaken on the left hand side by the white NSX to put us down to P6, although actually we're in P7 because we're in a bit of a 2 wide situation here. So yeah, down to P7 at the moment, and now into Spoon. You can see there's the green NSX on our left, and we can see that Kimi up ahead has just started to cause a bit of chaos. I think he's going to push the yellow NSX out there on the right hand side. He's pushed him out off the track, and you can see a lot of everything is kicking off in front of us. So we're going to take this half a second penalty. It shouldn't lose us too much. It will only lose us a very small amount of time at this combination. So now working our way up the hill into 130R, you can see there's a lot of 2 wide situations, almost a 3 wide situation going on in front of us. So that probably is not going to end well through there. But the car on the left obviously backed out of that. We managed to take that position. We're going to try and weave in and out these cars, brake quite early. The white NSX is going to try and send it into the corner. You can see a lot of contact going on, and this has just been absolutely crazy. He's just sent himself off the track. We're going to try and go around the outside of the yellow NSX, so back up to P6, and we can see that it's all kicking off in front of us. And now, pretty obviously, this has got something to do with Kimi that's going on in front of us, because the guy is an incredibly dirty driver on GT Sport. It's a known thing about him. If you haven't already watched our Monza race video that we did with Kimi, go and check that out, because I think this is worse. So Kimi is out to take people out and send them all to the shadow realm in this race. You can see him now in P4. He's only a few places ahead of me, so we're being very cautious. We know about Kimi, so we're not going to try and send one on him straight away. We're going to be a little bit cautious, obviously, because we know that he is not the cleanest driver that you're going to come across on GT Sport. So at the moment, though, you can see that there's 3 drivers up ahead of Kimi, and we've got a driver in between myself and Kimi. And yeah, we're just going to try and figure a way to get past Kimi without losing too much time. But we're going to, one thing we will do is, if he tries it on, we're going to definitely give it back in this one, because we've come across him a few times now, and he's tried to take us out quite a few times in other races recently. So let's see what happens in this Daily Race A. So into the braking zone for this right hand corner, flipping the apex quite nice there, staying in 3rd gear, and now we're going to be going into the hairpin, where Kimi seems to like to take people out. Keep an eye on him in the distance there. You're going to see he's just not even going to bother brake. He's going to go straight down the left and side swipes P3, pushing Mercury out to the outside of the track. So that is Kimi up to P3, taking 0 prisoners there and just trying to send people to the shadow realm. Now, the mistake Mercury did there was trying to go around the outside of Kimi on that corner. It was always going to happen. So Kimi pushing him around the outside, and now Kimi is directly in front of me. So what is going to happen from this point? This is where it's all probably going to kick off. So we're going to be a bit cautious. We want to get past him, but we also want to try and make sure that he doesn't absolutely send us to the shadow realm. But if we can just give him a little nudge, because he was out wrecking everyone's racing this, so if we can give him a little nudge into the gravel, maybe that might work. So working our way up the hill now, going into 130R again. So being a little bit cautious for it, staying in 4th gear. You don't want to shift up to 5th gear for this corner. Just stay in 4th gear and just let the car rotate in 4th. And you can see P1 is gone wide there. That's going to give Kimi the opportunity, and Kimi just goes straight down the inside. Is he actually going to send it from there? It looks like he is. A bit of more contact there. A lot of chaos going on, and now we're right up next to Kimi, and we decided to just give Kimi a little bit of a shove off the track there because he is just trying to take everyone out. So we managed to get ahead of Kimi there and put ourselves up into P3. However, keep your eye on the mirror. Kimi is right behind P4, and what Kimi does here is quite tactical. He just goes straight into the back of the yellow NSX. So watch this in the mirror, straight into the back of the yellow NSX, and that is going to push us out wide and off into turn 1. So we're down into P8, but it is all kicking off in front of it. Another car has been sent off the track in P7 there, and you know what, it can get frustrating, but we actually found this quite funny when we were live, because I think when you're doing daily A, it's definitely a race that you want to do on your second account and try and avoid it on your main account. So we were just having a bit of fun with it, and yeah, we knew that Kimi was going to be like this in this race. He is causing all kinds of chaos in Daily Race A and B recently. We haven't seen him in Daily Race C though. Maybe that race is a little bit too long for him and it just scares him off though. Who knows? I think some people said they might have seen him in Daily C though, so you never know, we might come across him again soon. So working our way now on the final lap, we're up to P8, so we've actually gained positions in this race even though it's all kicked off. And actually looking ahead, we're not too far from the podium battle. That's how crazy this race is. So again, expect chaos in the hairpin. Kimi's favourite place to actually send it and normally take people out. So looking up in the distance, and you can see again, Kimi has just absolutely destroyed a few drivers there. You can see Kimi just regaining control of his car, another car on ghosting, and we're up to P6. So yeah, Kimi out to get people again. Look at this absolute murder going on as we end up bump drafting Kimi as he just comes right across the track there in front of us. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Kimi eventually gets banned from GT Sport the way he's acting in the game. Surely he's going to get so many reports. We know that a few drivers have been banned on GT, so it wouldn't surprise me if he eventually gets banned. So Kimi's actually picked up a half-second penalty there for a track limit violation. I think he should have more than that for the driving that he's been doing, but at the moment there is no penalty system on GT Sport. It is non-existent. Hopefully they're working on a new system for GT7. That is what we all hope, but we need a penalty system that works and doesn't just penalise everyone, because that would be even worse in this situation. So working our way for the final time into the chicane, we look ahead and Kimi again, is he going to try and take out the cars in front of him? He's going to put himself on the outside, and we see an opportunity here. You see we got the white NSX on the right hand side. He tries to push the NSX off the track, so we go down left, give him a little nudge there, and we manage to put ourselves up into P6. So yeah, knocking Kimi down to P8. So what a chaotic race though. So let's now take a look at this race from Kimi's perspective. So starting the race on board with the chase camera on Kimi, you can see he gets an incredible start off the start there and actually puts himself straight up to P1. It looks like the P1 off the grid had TC off and just got no grip at all. So we go into the braking zone, you can see a little bit of contact from behind, but he manages to hold the position. Now what I see from watching this is that Kimi seems to want to have trouble in races, because watch what he does during this race. He's almost lifting into corners. So he's going to fast forward this section as he doesn't really do too much through this section. He's just driving and the car behind is trying to find a way past. You can see that car behind is clearly very cautious, so doesn't seem to want to go for a move on him. So we go into the braking zone and you can see that Kimi is still in the lead. However, as we watch him on the straights, he seems to lift off the throttle to try and let people pass so he can take them out. He's basically out there to try and ruin people's races, and this is why I think that it won't be long before the guy gets banned off the game again. I think he's already had one account possibly banned in the past, but we'll keep an eye on it. You see, he lets that guy through on the straight, basically just so he can try and take him out, I think, again. So as we come into the corner, he's going to go down the inside, push this guy out of the track, and probably trying to push him off into the gravel. But luckily, that NSX doesn't go all the way to the gravel. He does go a bit far out, but he manages to get back on the track, I think, in P4. So again, on this straight, you're going to see it. He's going to lift. He's actually upshifted to 5th really early to let people catch him up on the straight. It's really strange because the car behind had actually had a penalty at this stage, one of the cars behind, but he actually lifts to let them get a little bit closer because he wants to cause chaos, and that seems to be his motivation. You can see again, braking really aggressively there, trying to bunch everyone up, probably to try and cause more and more chaos. But it's really daft because he was in P1. He could have had a easy win in this race, but he just rather caused chaos. As you can see here, tries to take out that NSX, fails, but he did try and take him out. So you can see his motivation is just to try and cause as much destruction as possible in these daily races, and this is why I think it's time that PD really make sure that GT7 has a good working system. We want one that works, so we don't want one that so for example, on the old system, a lot of the cars that KIMI would be hitting would end up getting a penalty, not KIMI. But we want a new system that actually penalises the driver that's being dirty. Now, whether they'll be able to do that, I don't know. Maybe they'll go with a whole new system for GT7 that will rely on something else. Who knows? No one really knows at this stage, so we'll have to wait till March the 4th to find that out. But again, through here, you can see now KIMI's in P4, and he's obviously starting lap 2 now. And he's going to basically just try and cause even more chaos. Now, what you'll see is, as we approach into the hairpin, this is where KIMI's favourite place seems to be for just sending one. Because he knows that everyone in front of him is going to be slowing down for that hairpin. And he knows that he can probably slide into people and end up, as long as he times it right, he can push them out of the way. And he knows he will not get any sort of penalty or anything. So watch this, as we come into the hairpin, he's going to just go and aim for this guy in front of us. Just watch this, onto the grass, and slides right into him, pushes him out the way, and that is another position gain for KIMI. So there, now KIMI back up to P3, and watch this as he's working his way up here. The car that he's just took out tries to go back around the outside, and he just pushes him clean off the track. And you can just see he knows what he's doing, and it's one thing you have to be very careful. If you ever come up against KIMI, don't try and overtake him when you're on the outside of the track. Try and do it when you're on the inside to him, because if at least if he pushes you on the inside of the corner, he's probably just going to knock himself off. If you go around the outside of him, he's just going to push you off out into the gravel, off the track, and ruin your race. So now KIMI up to P3, and I think we're about to see where I actually end up catching up a little bit. So we're working our way up into 130R, the 2 cars up ahead. This is where I think P1 runs a little bit wide. I'm not sure if he gets a bit of a punt from the car behind. You can see there, it looks like he gets a hit from P2, which pushes him out wide. And KIMI sees an opportunity here to try and send one. You can see straight up on the inside, he's going to send that into the chicane, hits into P2, and tries to work his way through. So you can see now this is where we come through the corner. We see KIMI and give him a little bit of a shove off the track there, because we had seen him taking everyone out in the race. However, this is where KIMI is going to go straight back into the rear of the yellow NSX to go straight into us. So he knows what he's doing. He's going to follow the NSX and just go straight into the back of this guy. So watch this as we go into the braking zone. He's not even going to brake. Well, he does brake a little bit, but he just hits him there and straight punts us off, both of us off there. I'm not sure if the yellow car also missed his braking a bit, but kind of a double effect. But yeah, KIMI causing all kinds of chaos in this daily race A. So KIMI now back down to P5, and he's not finished for this race. He's going to try and take a few more drivers out, as again you see on this yellow NSX just swipes into the side of him there. Luckily that NSX didn't seem to get pushed off the track too bad, so actually stayed with just one position lost. But now KIMI back up to P4, and surely he's going to end up trying to take some more people out into the hairpin, because that seemed to be his position for where he would try and really take people out in this combination. So working our way into the 2 right-hand corners here. Again, this is not much going on for here. You can see a little bit of battling going on in front of him, but he's just trying to position himself now for the heavy braking zone into the hairpin. So he's got a nice run on that corner, and this is where he's going to probably do the exact same thing as he's done on the other laps, where he doesn't brake and he tries to take the cars out in front. So watch again, straight up the inside, and he just completely takes out the yellow NSX. Actually takes himself out slightly as well, and puts himself back down to P4. So just crazy driving. It just doesn't need to be doing. You see again, he's going to try and push this guy off, but again, because that driver's on the inside, it doesn't work. He tries to push him off track, but he's got the inside line. So all that's going to happen is KIMI is going to get pushed off the track slightly. So you can see KIMI messing with his indicators there. We're not far behind him at this stage. Again, let's see if he tries to take out the car in front. He took a very weird line, but let's see if he tries to knock this white NSX off the track. It might be. I think he actually picked up a half-second penalty at this point also. So as we work our way down the back straight, will he try and do anything to the car in front? I think at this point we're about 1.5 seconds behind him, as we managed to catch him up on the chicane and ended up getting the inside line to him and just give him a little nudge. So again, through 130R, he's going to try and go for a move on the white NSX. Is he going to send it on the inside? The NSX defends the inside line, which is a good thing to do, but this, he's just going to punt him straight in the back. Look at that. Straight off there. However, that car's managed to hold the line and manages to keep it on the track. Will he manage to carry on in that position though? As we see all kinds of chaos kicking off, and this is where we managed to get the inside and give KIMI a little bit of a shove there and knock him down to P8. So yeah, chaotic drive by KIMI, just out to pretty much ruin everyone's racing. But that is how it is with Kimi at the moment. When you come across him, be ultra cautious, everyone. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with more content in the future. Thanks again for watching, everyone.